talking about the bank seeing a big move. Axis Bank is actually going home at a fresh high. So that's the one large cap which is now starting to make its presence felt. It hasn't done much this year, actually. It's up about 10% this year. But today the stock is at a fresh high, Axis Bank. And there was large delivery-based buying as well last few days. Federal Bank is also at a fresh 52-week high. So keep an eye out on that. But I think we can just wind down for the day because it has been a very volatile day for the market. A mixed day, you'd have to say. The Nifty going home with losses of around 50-odd points. The mid-caps going home with losses of 550 points. And it was very volatile through the trading session. But the star of the show undoubtedly has been the banking stocks. The Nifty Bank today hit an all-time high, goes home with gains of almost 1,000 points. It's now approaching that 52,000 milestone, actually closes just above 51,400. And the big moves really came in the banking names today. So whether it was HDFC Bank, which is topping the charts, Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, IndusInd, Kotak Mahindra Bank, as Nimesh was also telling us, large institutional buying in a lot of these private sector banking names. SBI as well was not too far behind. On the gainers list, you also had IT. So it would be interesting to see if IT comes back as well along with banks. Infosys, Wipro, Tech Mahindra, HCL Tech all ending in the green today. On the downside though, you had Titan, Maruti Suzuki, Bharti Airtel, L&T. L&T has also been a big laggard this month. It's down about 2%. Bajaj Auto, BPCL, Coal India, Hindalco down about 2% and Divi's Labs as well down about 2%. So all in all, you'd have to say, guys, the Nifty was just consolidating by the end of it around the 23,500 mark, but you can't take your eyes off the banking names.
Oh, absolutely. Best performing side of the market. And one of the worst performing sides of the market today has been actually the CPSE index, which has lost close to 2%. And that's where a lot of profit taking was quite evident. So you got names like BHEL, BEL, REC, GAIL, SAIL, Aircon. You get the drift, basically. It's a lot of PSU stocks, also PSU defense names, because they've been the poster boys, boys and girls. They've been the high flyers, really. So today, on the likes of Garden Reach or a Mazagon, Hindustan Aeronautics, a lot of these stocks were coming off as well. Having said that, I mean, there'll always be some gainers. Let me actually talk about some of the ones that were moving up on news. Sansera Engineering, where the block trade actually happened, about 5% up over there. Delta Corp, because of all the potential, GST overhang, going away. That stock was up about 12%. But yeah, I mean, day off for mid-cap cool-off after a long time.
Well, that's right, Surbhi. Well, but it was otherwise a good session if you had banks in your portfolio. But otherwise, a couple of large nifty stocks, well, they ended deeply in the red. High pedigree names. Titan was down for the second day running. Maruti Suzuki as well was under pressure. And Bharti Airtel as well was down close to around 2.5%. So the mid-cap side of things was underperforming today, while we had the banks that were the big outperformers. Well, on that note, we'll wrap up on this edition of Closing Bell. But